Kia ora, this program is brought to you by Wellington Access Radio. Wellington Access Radio, make your voice heard.
You're tuning in to the Blackhouse, 106.1 FM with Leah and Tommy. And today is a very, very special show because we'll be introducing our first guest to the show, INDUNA, aka also known as Tyson Namakula. So who is INDUNA? Who's the man behind the name?
INDUNA, hi. INDUNA is, I guess, a South African boy, Limpopo, born from Limpopo, vendor, and moved here to New Zealand at the age of 14, turning 15, yeah.
All right. What's your ethnic background? Because we know that South Africa is the rainbow nation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do tell us.
So I am Venda, and I grew up or born in Limpopo, and then moved to Johannesburg, and pretty much like moved around there quite a while, and then came here. So yeah.
Has music always been your main avenue of creativity, or have you used any other mediums?
Yeah. I would say it first became a love. Like I loved music since a very young age, because I think the first time I actually ever heard music was coming out of a speaker. Was like probably 6 or something like that, 6 years old. And that just blew my mind. I could not get over it at all.
Oh, wow.
It was like Brenda Fassie that I heard.
Brenda Fassie.
Oh, I love Brenda Fassie.
I'm not familiar.
And I
Brenda
could
Fassie
not.
is very, very famous.
Yeah. She's the African queen
Yeah.
back home.
You would have
man.
heard her songs.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you would have heard her songs.
Like, yeah, I couldn't get over that. And ever since just that moment, I've just been curious about music. But I've been, dancing, acting, and also drawing, painting, and stuff like that.
So do you use your artwork in your, when you're doing your conceptual sort of stuff for your music?
I guess in this modern day age, I use Adobe to kind of do my artwork. So like the covers that you see and stuff like that, I kind of create and try to get photographers or whatever to do. So yeah, it's mostly, yeah.
And what about dancing and the other things that you said?
So dancing, when I came to New Zealand, I started doing modern jive.
Modern jive?
Yeah, which
What?
is...
Okay, modern jive is like
Sarak, I don't know. It's like mix of ballroom, salsa, tango, and you just mash it all together, and you just make it up for fun.
it's quite. Is modern jive quite sort of focused on an old kind of dance? Style?
Almost, but not really, because it's like
Okay.
modern. You can dance to modern music and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Where would you do that? Did you do that in Wellington?
Wellington, Christchurch, it's everywhere.
Okay.
So there's competitions that go around, and I've won a couple.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, probably a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
so you're quite the modern jiver.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've gone to any comp, but yeah.
Okay. Well, what else can you tell us about, about coming to New Zealand and getting into, because I understand you go to the commercial music school.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is my last year there, so I'm about to finish it, which is awesome. Not the whole COVID experience, but
Oh, wow.
now that, we've
Did
passed
you have
that.
to break for COVID, did you?
For like 4 weeks while they changed the papers or something weeks, I really took that break. Then we just went back into it kind of thing during the lockdown. So studying online, which was kind of tough.
Yeah, wait, did you produce during the COVID season?
Hell no.
Okay.
I did absolutely nothing. I was the vouch for doing absolutely nothing creative at all. make your mind crave it. That was my motto at that time.
Does that allow you to create music better if you just stop for like a certain period of time?
Yeah, I think because my mind is that type of thing. Oh, here's an idea, let's make it. And I go, no, I don't want to make it right now. And then my mind just creates the song and in my head. And then before you know it, I got this full song and probably like 5 different versions of that song. And now I've got to figure out the best one that I like. So I kind of, everything starts in my head and I just grow it bigger and bigger until I'm like, all right, this is too much. Yeah.
What kind of music are you inspired by?
So I listen to hip hop. I love hip hop, pop, and I normally like artists like Kendrick. You got Drake, Michael Jackson, and pretty much all the iconic people, really, and a lot of like 90s as well, music, and 70s and 60s. I really go back.
Oh, great.
As far as I can. Like, I might not know the artists' names, but I would know their songs, kind of thing. So I really go back and, like, search for, like, anything that could, like, just create and make me say what I need to say.
So, okay, you're at the commercial music store.
Yeah.
How are you finding, like, do you do most of your producing down there, or are you doing it at home, and how are you finding the commercial music store?
So for me, I kind of, to be honest, I went there because when I went the tour, I just saw the equipment and I was like, oh yeah, I could do some damage here. So I pretty much went in, just used the facilities, produced my own tracks. Everything you hear is produced by me. And then obviously I got somebody that works with me called Toby, and he mixes it and masters it and then gives me little tips here and there, like, okay, you need to change that. That doesn't sound right or whatever, which has been a great help in my development. So it's been a both kind of way, yeah. And then gets mastered by Chris at Kong.
Okay, because we're gonna be talking to you more about like what else you're learning there, because I understand you're doing the business side of things too. I'm gonna ask you that after the first song we're gonna play.
Yeah.
Before we play that, could you tell us a little bit about this song we're going to play up first, which is Heartbreak? Just tell us, like, how did you come about this song?
So is it You Need to Break?
Yeah. Save Me.
Save me.
Save Me,
Yeah. So Save Me. I was going through a tough time with a relationship at that time. It was so complicated that I just needed, like, somebody to just come and help me, or just somebody to, like, just do this. And it just kind of came out of this picked up frustration. And I had, like I said, I keep songs in my head for quite a while. So I was just going, I need this guitar. I keep on hearing this guitar, and it kept on going. And then I came up with the melody, and then I found Ari, and I was like, yo, I know you play guitar and you got the vibe that I'm looking for. We went into a room, sat down, and I just like hit this note, do this here, let's do that there, kind of thing. And then I made the drum beat and then went on from there, yeah.
Okay. So would you like to introduce the next song?
Yeah, this is Save Me by INDUNA Music.
This really reminds me. Hi, and you're tuning into the Blackhouse. It's 106.1 FM with Leah and Tommy, and we're in here with Tyson Nemakula, and he is also known as INDUNA. Our next part we want to talk about is, can you tell us a little bit about your time in the commercial music school, especially with your music and all the other things that you're learning there?
Yeah. So I major in engineering, the side, because there's business practice and the, I guess, electronic side, which is the engineering. And
Yeah, do carry on.
I've been there for like 3 years now, so it's a 3-year paper. So you get to meet.
Oh yeah, I'm just wondering, did you go in there with that major? Because like I'm currently in uni, and I know that after the first year, you like maybe you want to change your So was that the same situation?
I did want to change papers quite a lot, because what I found was my first year there, I really learned a lot from engineering and took a lot of that, and then the second year I wanted to move into practice but couldn't, because you have to major throughout your whole thing, which is a very big problem for me, because I thought when I went into uni I'd get this development stage, maybe I might practice on this and then this, the next one and then that, and I'm ready for the big world. But technically it's just one, like you study this paper and that's the sector that you're studying in, and you just interact with other students that are in the practice or industry stuff as your course, which I kind of found very difficult for me.
Yeah. Have you come across like any other black artists at the commercial school in your 3 years?
The only person I've only come across is TJ, and that's it. Like, I haven't really,
Yeah. If you guys aren't aware, TJ is a producer under the name Somewhere. And
Sounds by Somewhere.
Sounds by Somewhere, sorry. So you can find him on Instagram. But the thing that I was curious about, like, what's been the hardest and part about your degree or being an artist? Because I'm sure, like, while you're completing your degree, you're kind of trying to cultivate your brand, and you're cultivating your music, your sound. Yeah.
I think for me, it's definitely like taking from my background, coming here and then having to understand the landscape of what the music industry in New Zealand looks like and what the rules are, I guess, on how you release and etc. And then as well having to understand the cultural side of it. I definitely heard this one a lot, and still to this day I'm still like, what is that? Kiwi music?
Right.
I'm like, yo, what is Kiwi music? And they're like, yeah, you need to make more Kiwi music, more,
People are telling you that.
Yeah, and I'm
right?
just like, people in the industry too, and I'm like, the last time I checked, you guys literally took from my culture some of my stuff.
Right.
You took some from somewhere else, another culture, and then you blended it together. Like, let's talk about reggae, for instance.
So how are they presenting this to you as, like, you've got to make more Kiwi music?
Yeah, it's like your songs aren't, I guess we don't feel it. They're not Kiwi enough, or they think, and I'm like, it's quite, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like been a frustration of mine to a point where I'm just like, you know what, screw it.
Do your own thing, right?
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Yeah, it confused me so much to a point where I was like, I'm out.
And this is when you're talking to labels or talking to who?
General music people. Like if they have a position where they have a say in what gets released or whatever kind of thing, and you're trying to reach this point in your music career or whatever, you'd like Kiwi.
It's kind of like code for it's got to be more commercial.
Yeah, almost, but Kiwi commercial, whatever that looks like.
I feel like Kiwi commercial is kind of like cafe music / like a little bit of reggae, a little bit of beachy vibes. That's kind of like what I think when I think about Kiwi music. I don't know.
Wow.
Like,
I would have thought, well, now, I'm going back like I would have thought grunge and punk was probably
right? Wow.
So, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that would happen.
So like I've always been quite interested in what other artists like that are black like me, what they take is, because like you got Razor Beza, who has been doing hip hop for quite a while.
Yeah.
And his sounds so different. For me, it's like old, like 90s, going to that
His
realm.
sounds, yeah, his sound
Yeah,
seems
90s.
really influenced by
Yeah.
90s.
And it's
Hip-hop.
like, and then you got me, who's like born in that new age 2000, sort of going to there, and then has a little bit of that kind of background.
Yeah,
But-
I noticed that. Like, I was jamming to your music last night just to get familiar with it.
Yeah.
And I was noticing that you're very alternative, and that song, that other song
Yeah.
that came up, DMT, what was the name of that song again?
Electric Feels.
Electric Feels. I couldn't think of the name, and I was like, I've heard the sound before. I've really heard, and you know, were you influenced by
I mean,
by groups like that?
yeah, I love like definitely alternative music. If it
Yeah.
sounds different, I'm definitely gonna pick my ears in there, and that they are just amazing.
And what kind of genre would you call well, what kind of genre would you call your music? Does it have a genre, or is it?
At the moment, as I'm putting it out there, I'm just calling it Afro Kiwi music, cause like I mean I've been here for quite a while. When I started doing music, I've been trying to bridge myself into here, kind of thing. But now I'm just like, you know, I'm going to the rest of the world as well.
Yeah.
And you know, there are people that were born here that are black and that I'm wanting to work with, and therefore calling them out and going, hey, this is our genre, let's do this way, would be kind of cool.
And you're African, and you're Kiwi.
Yeah.
So what more qualification do you need to call it Afro Kiwi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Tommy.
Oh yeah, no. I was also wondering, like, outside of being told that your music isn't Kiwi enough and that it's not accommodating to like the New Zealand people
Commercial.
or commercial enough. I don't know. What other difficulties have you found in producing music, or perhaps like
Getting space for
yeah.
it, getting space to play. Have you come up against any sort of difficulties getting it out there?
Like, I mean, there's places like SoundCloud and, you know, all these other places where you can just put your music out there. But I guess if you're wanting to go this professional route that I'm trying to go for and always deliver good sounding music all the time, nothing bad. I mean, there's always barriers financially and all these things. But I guess with people, it's more, yeah, we want to hear it. But for me, it's like, you know, I struggle certain writing or the language of the business.
Right.
And so apparently if somebody sees your email and it's like, oh, a few sentences like, oh, I'm not reading the rest. I'm not even going to click on the link because it's probably rubbish. And
Wow.
I've lost a lot of opportunities because of that kind of thing. But yeah. So yeah, mostly writing.
I see. Oh wow.
And so are you getting into the business side of the music industry? This is something you're interested in?
I've been very interested from the start. Like, it's like, you know, if you're going to go somewhere, I always have a rule, better understand what road you're going in so that you actually know what game you're playing, I guess, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, you know, I don't want to, I've seen enough stories, I've been around people that have like, yo, you need to know this and that. And so therefore I'm like, okay, I need to understand this business I'm going in so that I don't get bitten by, the sharks that are around me.
And is that part of the stuff that you're learning at commercial, or are you having to do that on your own at the commercial music school?
I think like the teachers will tell you, you know, depending on where you are. But I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like given to you in a class because I don't do industry and I don't do practice. I do electronic, and the electronic side sadly doesn't go into the business realm. It just does the electronic side.
So you mentioned before the show that you produce your music. So is all your tracks produced by
Dubois François. Me.
Okay, Dubois. Tu parles français? Okay.
Now you're going to start something. He's a French fan. This
Yeah.
No. So I produce everything myself, and you know, I mean, Justin Timberland was like a big inspiration of mine. I just listen to the drums, and then you got Travis Scott, and it's just like the drums.
Yeah.
You know, you got it's just like the producers, which
Yeah. Would you like to let us know what actually would you introduce the next song and what is this song about?
So She Needs a Break. So weirdly enough, it's also about a girl.
Yeah. There's a theme.
So like I I was, having a relationship at that time, and the girl used to work a lot, and she'd come back home. She's like, "Oh my God, I need a break," and then I'd be around my friends as well. The female was like, "Oh my word, I need a break." So I was like, "Man, she needs a break." So it kind of came on. The hook was the first thing, and I kind of found everything along, but I knew that it needed to be like some vacation type of sound.
On that note, it's She Needs a Break by INDUNA featuring Andy Fisher. You're tuning into 106.1 FM and listening to the Blackhouse.
Place away with blue skies, a fancy side, living life like who knows when she there, nobody knows when she moves, nobody cares. Murder on the dance floor. Got no moves for my next floor. That girl walked in, just killed it. She killed it. I can take it to the moon in my chopper. I like it when you call me Big Papa. Papa. I like it when you call me Big Papa. She needs a break, someplace away, with blue skies, a fancy side. Loving the way that you dancing. This girl walked in and just killed it. She killed it. I can take it for a ride in the lobby. Kiss you and make this a hobby. Kiss you and make this a hobby.
Hi, and that was She Needs a Break by INDUNA, and you're listening to 106.1 FM, and you're on the Blackhouse. Hey, we're going to be talking with Tyson here, and I understand you've started your own record label, and I wanted to know a little bit more about that. It's called Welly Records, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what is the story with your record label, and who you're collaborating with, and where's it going?
So, Welly Records came, I guess, out of frustration. Again, the business thing was like, we need to make matters into our own hands and thingy. And the guy that you've been hearing being featured in the last two songs, his name is Andy Fisher. Me and him kind of work together in this part of the section where we're trying to grow the record label to a point where we can have more African Kiwis be represented.
Right.
So I guess it's a very black focused record label, meaning that we want to give more African people the opportunities that other Kiwis have, because I felt like most of us were not really recognized, and there's some hidden gems within New Zealand that
Absolutely.
need to be kind of brought up to a standard that's really professional and stuff. And so literally all I've been doing is working on myself, making sure that what I go through, I can actually go, hey, you should go this route. This route will be way better than you. I've talked to this person.
So,
let me push you
so
there.
sharing information.
Sharing the knowledge.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how we started off, was just literally just sharing knowledge, not trying to sign anyone or get a record deal or anything. Like I literally help someone produce their song or whatever, or give them ideas for their records for free. Like, just here you go, here's what you need to know. And it's been a very big learning curve for me and Andy on this journey. And like now we're at a stage where I'm looking at if we were to do it, how do we do a festival under that, And I'm looking at a charity at the moment, which I'm working on pronouncing this year, hopefully. So yeah, it's a very big, ambitious goal that we've got. But at the moment, we haven't really put the record out that forward due to.
You mean the label? You haven't put
the label, yeah, because due to the where I feel we are at.
Yeah.
Like I feel we need more stuff under our belt for us to be like, yo, Welly Records, this is what we do, this is how we do it.
But
Yeah.
you've got you're building the foundations.
That's what we're currently doing. We are building the foundation.
That's awesome.
I noticed that it's coming into a lot of people's eyes currently, but yeah, it's just something that we are taking really slow because I would want it to be a very successful.
I mean, they do say that the best things take time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm curious about like when did it start? Like Welly Records, is it 2020 or is it 2019? When did this come about?
I think it was 2019, like early 2019. Like it could have started earlier, but we were not very sure.
Yeah.
So you were still learning the business.
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. So and I released, I think, Madman, and then I was like, man, I want to make an EP. So I was going off that, and then somewhere along the stage, I can't remember what bump we hit, and I was like, you know what, we should just start our own thing. We should take our own journey and see how we can curve this road. And working through the thing, we're like, you know what, let's have Welly Records, because this is the city that we like. This is the city that we want to represent as well.
Can anyone join the label, or do you have a process?
So we don't really currently have a process. So it's like if you think you've got the talent and you've got something to give to everybody that's working, and I guess you're a family oriented person, not like me, because that's literally something that I do not like.
Right.
I hate it so much. So if I find out you're a me person, trust me, I am not talking to you or interested. Yeah. Not going to hear a single word. You can be the best man in the room. I don't care.
Right.
It's not happening.
So, okay. So we're talking about like how people can join. Do you have a particular aesthetic that you're looking for, or is it just anybody doing any kind of music and you're going to be like, hey, let's just get into it and see what happens?
I think it's any music, because you can... what I find is that weird music sometimes inspires me to make the best kind of music, right? You get somebody that listened to something that was kind of like, I wouldn't listen to this, but then, you get like people like, I guess, Drake that have listened to some weird thing, or you get a Michael Jackson kind of feel. And it's like, oh, wow, you've just inspired a whole generation that comes after you. So I think for me, music to me is as long as you do music and you love it and it's your passion and you want to see people around you grow as well, then you just hit us up.
When you say weird, do you mean like a particular kind of genre of music, or do you mean like a uniqueness to the artist?
Genre and artist. Like, I find myself, I think I'm weird, to be honest. So
it's something like you hold as a badge of honor.
Yeah, like,
That's
yeah,
cool.
It's like, there's no normal. So, like, once you know that you are weird and you're like, you know what, I'm going to own this kind of weirdness that I have, then it's, just...
Yeah, no, definitely. So, because, you started this record company, and, you're on your way to really do big things in your own career. Is that how you'd like to navigate? Like, as in, really push your career and then as well as working on Wale Records? Are you putting more effort into one or the other?
Currently, I'm putting way more effort into myself, I would say, and the artist is kind of following after, but not like one's way behind type of thing. It's like, they're following close hand to hand kind of thing. And because I think the reason why we're also taking really slow is because I don't own people's masters or anything. We don't take percentages, so we're not like, yo, so it's very much the fact that I'm trying to find a business model that's way beneficial for the artist and for myself on the company kind of thing. And this is where, that's why it's taking so long.
So you're exploring options
right
now?
Yeah. It's like so many, I'm like, what is the best way? If I was like, hey, you're an artist, come work with us, we'd love to work with you, and these are your benefits, and this is what we give. And the artist being like, wow, you're not ripping me off, or wow, I feel like I could get something worth out of here. So yeah, it's trying to understand that way and trying to find this new structure that I don't know what it looks like, but at the moment nobody's complaining.
Yeah, so essentially what you're saying is that you're creating your own blueprint and you're not necessarily following like another. Have you been to any other record companies and seen the way that they've done their things? Like, have you applied anything?
So what I've done is I've looked at contracts that like record companies would give to other people, or certain contracts that have been to my exposal, and looked at what I really liked out of it and was like, wow, that's really nice, I'll take that, maybe change this line here and stuff like that. And then going, how else do we, like, what form of way would we be able to, I guess, be able to take certain percentages here so that we can help the artist improve in this certain part, because promotion and everything's not cheap and everything else. So you got to look at these other ways of how do we work. And so it's trying to build this blueprint from scratch that doesn't hurt anyone, but grows everybody together.
Yeah. And you're doing this in Wellington. So this is the heart of like all creativity, but I'm aware that Auckland has a lot more musical artists. Yes, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I've heard.
So have you ever thought to, branch out, or do you prefer to stay put in your city and then really build up?
Ripping Wellington.
Yeah, Wellington.
Ready to rip Wellington.
So we try to represent Wellington, and me and Andy keep on laughing about this. Going to you know where this is going. Going to Auckland and then putting wedding records on the thing, and it's like, why is that there? Instead of changing the name or whatever. And then be like, and it's kind of like I think because Andy's been here for quite a long time, and it holds a place in his heart. And for me, it's been one of those places where creatively I felt very free in a way, and I was like, we could have named it after our last initials or whatever. I don't know what people think, but we were like, nah, if we're gonna do it, we want to do it for the for the place that we are in, and it's Welly City. So we're like,
yeah. Well, I guess because you've been talking about Andy, you've been talking about the music that you're doing. Would you like to introduce the next song available on the Blackhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my latest single, Smooth Criminal, featuring Andy and Takutsua.
Baby walked in like a criminal, smooth criminal. She stole my heart, yeah, she stole my heart. Baby walked in like a criminal, smooth criminal. She stole my heart, yeah, she stole my heart.
Baby, you're my number one feature. Stole my heart, king a teacher. Slide to the room when you're walking. Bad man here, big talking. Cinderella, be my señorita. Pocahontas, make her richer. 50K, that's the feature. Better yet, here's the picture.
Baby walked in like a criminal, smooth criminal. She stole my heart, yeah, she stole my heart. Baby walked in like a criminal, smooth criminal. She stole my heart. criminal, never catch a rush. First she get your heart, then she get the rush. Say she want 50K or more. Say she want a Porsche, say she want a Ross. Baby, all the girls out here tryna be ya. 100 bay, they'll never feature. That's okay, they'll never be ya. That's true, that's true, that's true.
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Nobody else will do it better. Hold it, hold it, hold it. She stole my heart like a smooth criminal. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Nobody else will do it better. Hold it, hold it, hold it. She stole my heart like a smooth criminal.
Baby walked in like a criminal. Smooth, smooth criminal. She stole my heart. Yeah, she stole my heart. Baby walked in like a criminal. Smooth, smooth criminal. She stole my heart. Yeah, she stole my heart. Baby walked in like a criminal. Smooth, smooth criminal. She stole my heart. Yeah, she stole my heart. Baby walked in like a criminal. Smooth, smooth criminal. She stole my heart. Yeah, she stole my heart.
You're tuning into 106.1 FM with Leah and Tommy. And our guest, our first guest of the show, INDUNA. So I'm curious, like, what are you working now?
Got a second EP coming out. I think we're calling it INDUNA.
Okay.
Yep, just gonna keep the name.
I mean, the first things first. Like, we got to acknowledge like how many things you're delegating. You know,
Yeah.
you're starting your record company. You know, you're working on your own career. You're collaborating with other artists. So I just want to what's it called? Just mention that. So the EP is called INDUNA.
Yeah, INDUNA.
INDUNA, sorry. So it's INDUNA for everyone. My bad. So I'm curious, is it going to be 5 songs? Is it going to be 4 songs?
So it was going to be 6 originally, but then we put it down to 5. It's the EP is basically all about me. Like, it's just like my opinion. Does it make me feel good? Do I feel good? And my experiences and just being a black person and an African in general,
And in New Zealand.
And in New Zealand
Yeah.
as well, yeah. I think, especially with this EP, it had to do with a lot of me coming here and going back, like looking back home and going, no, there's no opportunities here. There's probably nothing here. Coming here and then going, man, there was I missed a lot of cultural and stuff back home that if I was there, I would have probably picked up and I'd probably be a better person culturally now than I would have been back then. So it's like there was gold there, but I didn't see it until like I came here
to New Zealand.
So and now I'm like looking back home like, damn.
So INDUNA is a very personal
Yeah.
EP.
So that's why when I wrote it, like with Dreams of the Underdog, it was very like, oh, what do other people think? This one's like, if you really like it, then cool, let's party together. If you don't, I'm sorry. See you on the next.
Do you want to give the audience a time, like when it's going to be coming out?
I've got a single. Oh, this is the saddest part. I've got a single coming out on the 31st of July called Black Man Running, and I was talking about pretty much my 15 when I was 15 years old / 12 years old back in South Africa experience. And that has to do with cops and the whole racism and stuff. And then we already had the date due and everything. Like it was like way before this all happened, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
And then when this came on, I just like messaged people. I was like, I don't know if we should like release the song, man. It's just like, I don't feel.
It was too current, or
yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it was just too current for me. It's like, man, like talk about timing.
Yeah.
Like here I
Yeah.
am, like planning this release.
We had a
and
similar experience.
this
with
just
starting
happened.
up the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very similar experience because, like, we were supposed to start it back in February, March, and then the COVID came down and the lockdowns happened. And by the time we were able to come into the studio, all of this
All
other
this is-
stuff
yeah.
was happening. It seemed really relevant, but it was kind of coincidental.
Yeah.
and, you
So
know?
I'm messaging Toby, Andy, going, bro, I don't know, and people are like, nah, do it, release it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's with the times. It's just perfect timing, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So it's coming out on the 31st of July, and then I've got like Strange Fruits and the others coming soon. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to get this out there. Where can people find your music?
Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. Just type in INDUNA.
INDUNA, so that's INDUNA. INDUNA for everyone out there. And how do you connect with other creators in the community or, New Zealand wider community?
Yeah.
Do you do it via your label or do you do it via, just your, like, representing yourself or?
It definitely depends who I'm talking to. But if
Yeah.
it's very like high niche professional, then I'll send you an email through the label. And if it's just like artist to artist kind of thing, I normally try come from an artist point of view, like, hey,
Yeah.
here's a beat that I made, or here's a song that I'm currently working on. Do you want to jump on, or stuff like that? So I try different things, just the way I feel you might see different, because people have different perspectives.
Yeah.
Depending on who it is. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having coming on
Yeah.
the Blackhouse. You are our first guest, so this is definitely monumental. But so just to let everyone know, INDUNA will be having a new EP out very, very shortly. But for the next couple of minutes, we'll be taking you through some shout-outs.
Yeah,
shout-outs within the
absolutely.
community. So would you like to take the ball and
Well,
go
while
with it?
we've been sitting here interviewing our good friend here, Tyson,
Yeah.
also known as INDUNA,
Yeah.
there's been an ETNZ African Youth Football Competition. It was going from 10 p.m. to 3 p.m. And I just got messages now that the winners of this was the Ethiopian Lions. They came first and are the champions of this event that's just finished up at the event centre, the Kilburn Rec
ASB
or whatever.
Sports Centre,
Yeah, over there. And second was Sudan, third was Somalia, and fourth was Eritrea. But what's happening afterwards is they're actually going to be having an after party tonight. It's for recent university graduates, Huda and Terry, but it's also doubling as an after party for the ETNZ soccer event. It starts at 6 p.m. to 11:30, and it's a private function at Betty's nightclub. We've got some new businesses starting up that have just recently started up. The first one's Afro Kiwi Electrical. It's up and running. So if you've got any electrical work, get in contact with Joseph Fiso. His number is 022 021 0045. The number again, 022 021 0045. We've also got some other businesses. We've got Eagle Eye Painting, and that's painting and decorating. Just give Munya Chike a call. His number's 022 186 2993. We've got a moving company that started, CTC, I think it'll CMC. But anyway, you just have to give Unesu a call and he can move your flat, he can move your home, he can move your dog if you need to. And you just call Unesu on 027 2744 246. And lastly, there's Sackmart's Auto Centre, and that's in 57B, Kingford Smith Street, Rungatai. He's doing services and grooming. I've had some work done on my car there. He does a really good job. And you just give Tapiwa a call on 027 549 8203. Also, some other events tonight. Do you want to read out this one?
Yeah. So it's Punks for BLM. So it's starting at 4:30 to 11 p.m. It's Newtown. It's at the Newtown Sports Bar. It's a big event, a big venue to show solidarity for the Black Lives Matter movement around the world. They'll be having bands with a market. With barbecue and raffles for some nice stuff. Funds raised will be donated to People Against Prisons Aotearoa and the Homeless Trans Black Women Fund in the USA. The market and barbecue starts at 4:30, and the band, so the music, the punk artists are going to be starting at 6:30. We also have on Tuesday the 30th, Better Football and the crew at Third Culture Mines have teamed up to have a soccer competition help raise $1,000 towards their effort in the UNHCR COVID-19 outbreak appeal at St. Patrick's College, 581 Kilburnie. Team entry fee is $100. On Thursday, July the 2nd, late night Black Lives Matter, Patua Te Te Kai Kiri, a conversation on culture. So this is actually very, very soon. It's a very, very important event. This is at the Wellington Foyer, Level 2. Cost is free. All ages, everyone is welcome. Join us for spoken word, music, including DJs and VJs, to continue the conversation on culture. At the Te Papa, this is co-presented with Third Culture Minds. This evening will be led by MC Tekupu, Dean Harpeta, and Guled, co-founder of the Third Culture Minds and organizers of the Wellington Black Lives Matter movement and vigil. Hear poetry by Emalani Case.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Dr.
Emalani Case, yeah.
And
I'm looking forward to hearing her again because she was great at the marches.
Incredible. Tere Harrison and Tony Hopkins, and music by Upper Hut Posse. And lastly, King Kapisi, aka Mr. Majesty, Bill Urali, and more. So those are all. Yeah. So we also. Yeah.
Those are all the shout outs for today.
That's quite a bit.
I don't know. You plan on going to any? I'm a bit interested in going to that Punks for BLM. Mainly because it's just across the road from my house.
Yeah.
And I'm a lazy socialite. So
yeah,
I just have to walk across the road and the barbecue's going to be started by the time we finish here. I think I'm going to check that out.
Well, you definitely let me know. I won't be able to just because, it's the last week of school. So I'm trying to just get these assignments in. But I'm definitely interested in the Black Lives Matter, a conversation on culture. So this is at the Te Papa, for everyone, just repeating it.
Yeah, that's going to be on Thursday the 2nd.
Exactly.
That one. And, and the party tonight, at Betty's for the after party for the soccer guys. So, and also for the recent graduates. I think that's really cool that they've organised something to happen there for all the soccer players after a really great competition today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to the university graduates, Huda and Tari. And also, shout out to this
Ethiopian Lions. They won.
Yeah, the Ethiopian Lions.
Yeah, they're the guys. They're the guys of the moment.
So who came after them? Sorry, I'm just curious. Yeah, go ahead.
The second was Sudan.
Okay.
Yep.
Sudan.
Third was Somalia.
Yep.
And fourth was Eritrea.
So is it just 4 teams? If
I don't know.
Okay,
how many
it must.
teams
Yeah. So it's yeah. I mean, can we give props to not only 1 but 2 but 3 different new African companies in the Wellington community?
Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. I'm really impressed because considering what's been going on and they've been able to set up their businesses like this during this time when we're, the economy's so unsure but they've gone ahead, they've forged ahead anyway, and they've set up their businesses and they just want, people to get in there and support. And go and use their services.
Yeah.
If you've got that busted wire, call Joseph.
Yeah.
If you need that cupboard fixed and painted, call Munya.
Yeah.
Get your car service.
Right.
Give to Piwa a call. And if you have to
Exactly.
move out of home, that's where Inesu is. So we got you covered, completely covered.
Perfectly.
Yeah. All right. So, we're coming down to the last 10 minutes of our show. I think you were going to ask Tyson here some last things just about his music and, where to from here?
Yeah, exactly. Where to from here? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Yeah.
So I know we've got a show coming up soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do tell us.
On
do tell us.
the 25th of July at Newtown Social Club. So I'll be there.
That's a great bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to that bar before?
Yeah, I was there last week.
Yeah. It's a really friendly crowd in there and it gets packed. It was packed on Newtown Festival.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
gets
you
really
couldn't even
busy
get
there.
in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's not a big venue, but it's like a...
It's just, it's reasonable.
It's a warm venue.
Yeah.
It's a friendly venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we got that. And then 31st single, and then currently working on Andy's single as well, which will be coming out some point.
Yeah, hopefully
soon.
we'll be able to get Andy in here sometime
Yeah, nah, I
and have
think
a
he'd be
chat to him
keen.
about his
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But you guys work together quite closely.
Yeah. We work
Yeah.
pretty much close. Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I was hoping that he could come in today so we'd be able to bounce ideas of both of you. But
The
you know,
man is busy.
he's
Yeah.
a busy man.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Busy on his music or just work?
Just I think with the whole COVID thing, a lot of issues came up, so it's like
Yeah.
you got to deal with all that, and then the music kind of stuff was like, we just put it on hold for a little bit, and then now we just going back on the train.
I think the world took a 4-week holiday.
I
Yeah.
think the world was on a pause, to be honest, because I joined that pause.
Yeah, I did too. Like I actually thought, like I could stay on level 4 for a couple more months. Like
Yeah.
I'm completely good.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, that was just funny. I couldn't. Like, it really did test a lot of things for me personally.
Really?
Yeah. Because, like, I think, like, I really like routine
Yeah.
and really leaving the house.
Yeah.
And getting things done, whatever it may be, and then come home and then just rest. And then, like, I've got this routine. That's just, that's what works for me.
It would interrupt routines if you're used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
thank God I don't have a routine.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, this is really nice. Do we have to go to level 3? I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, and you enjoyed it too.
Yeah. No, I got to, I guess, here and there work on some business stuff, but mostly it was just like rest the hell out.
Well, what is your handset name, like, for Instagram, Facebook?
So it's pretty much Induna Music.
No underscores.
So for Instagram, it's Induna_music. And then for the Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, it's just Induna Music. Yeah.
Have you got
Awesome.
some videos out on YouTube?
We've got a couple. I think probably personally the most professional one that I've made is going to be the first one. It's going to be 31st of July because we've taken a long time to actually make this.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So that's coming out soon. Great. That'll be great to see. And you're going to have it up on YouTube?
Yeah, I think from now on my videos are going to be
Oh,
I'd
wow.
like to believe top very nice.
Oh, awesome.
Well, when that single comes out, it's going to be aired right here.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
please.
The Blackhouse is here for all our black artists across the country, and no, definitely. I'm really excited for. Are you going to be going to the Induna's live performance on the 25th of July?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah,
very
definitely.
close.
Yeah. This is. Wow, so am I, and we'll let you guys know how that went.
Yeah, we're all going to go.
Yeah.
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 That's it. Like you got to support your local artists, I think, and it's all that's showing that solidarity.
Yeah.
Is really important, I think, for especially our community being so small and diverse. It's a feeling of family.
Yeah.
That's that's one of my things that's been quite important. It's like, especially with my next EP, it's as an African person, because Andy just loves some of these tracks, especially Strange Fruits. He's just like, you bless my heart. Please make sure that people hear it, because it's just like, it just talks so much.
Yeah. On that note, I think we should wrap up. And we do we got some more
I think we've
time?
got a little bit of time. How's that last song?
No. I think we've only got time for just one more track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
So
just go to the next track.
Can you please introduce the last song for?
So the last song is called Dreams, and it's by me and featuring Andy Fisher. And it just talks about my past dreams, I guess, in the future or to come. Yeah.
Oh, I did see you at the Newtown Festival, you two on stage, and I really enjoyed myself. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I can't wait to do more of these.
That's
Yeah, great.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, we've really enjoyed you coming onto the Blackhouse, our first show. So that you're tuning into 106.1 FM, and this is the Blackhouse with Leah and Tommy.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
We've got so much vision. We've got so much love. We've got so much hope. We've got so much faith. We've got so many daydreams. So many dreams. Mama, look, I'm trying to get your appreciation before I hit these stages, rock these nations, searching through my memory for nickels and dimes, chilling in the summer sun, trying to get mine. Wait up, hold up. Mama, look, I'm trying to get your appreciation before I hit these stages, rock these nations, searching through my memory for nickels and dimes, chilling in the summer sun, trying to get mine. Besides your crime, cause I can't seem to find currency in my past. Fast forward through the grind, I find myself in walking the crooked line through life. That's cool. Damn on the man who ain't got swagger. Damn on the man who ain't got none. Damn on the man who ain't got swagger. Damn on the man who ain't got none.
Who else tryna dream this big? Top deck for the man.
Hell yes.
Now they keep you fresh for the internet. Watch me bring the motherland.
Pega mama minanya kalala. Matitina siya alien. My driver is Cascar. Right here is a Lambo. Heaney when I.
That program was brought to you by Wellington Access Radio. Get your voice heard.
Thanks New Zealand On Air for funding accessmedia.nz. .nz. 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 .nz.